How many of you remember the Bass and Gal organization? That's what's an all-women's fishing organization, Bass and Gal. How many of you remember the old guy that announced those tournaments? Whoa! That's a beauty. Good morning, everybody. January 31. I hope all my guys and gals are doing great this morning. We've used up the first month of 2021. 2021 been better than 2020? I think so far. Ephesians 4:29. Ephesians 4:29. When you talk, do not say harmful things, but say what people need. When you talk, don't say harmful things, but say what people need. Words that will help others become stronger. Words that will help others become stronger. Bob Ferris was the best bass tournament announcer of all time, without a doubt. He announced the Bass and Gal tournaments for all 21 years of the organization. Yes, he had a big booming voice and tremendous stage presence. But what made Bob so great was what he said and the way that he said it. He made all the girls feel important and always encouraged them just enough to make them believe they had a great chance to catch fish and do well in the tournament. You know, those tournaments were 2-day tournaments mostly. And, I guess totally they were 2-day tournaments. And if you bombed out the first day in a 2-day tournament, you had very little chance to really do well or make a check or get up close to the top of the standings in just the second day, because you were pretty far behind if you caught 0 or 1 or 2 fish. And a lot of the girls did that, just like a lot of the guys do that. And been there, done that. I know exactly what I'm talking about. But Bob was that kind of tournament announcer that those girls could come up there with 1 fish and he would just make them feel like they conquered the world. He would make them feel like that, oh, just can't wait to get out there tomorrow, because I know tomorrow I'm going to catch a good limit of fish and do really, really well. And if they come up there the second day, somehow Bob had that special ability of being able to make those girls still feel good about that tournament and make them look forward to the next tournament that was going to happen next month or a couple months down the line or something like that. He just had the ability. And Bob carried this ability throughout his life. He had a big smile on his face most of the time. And we lost Bob several years ago, but he had a big smile on his face most of the time. And he just had that ability, when you met him, of making you feel good. And I can't ever remember Bob Ferris saying anything bad about anybody. And that's probably as good a legacy as a man can leave on this earth. In daily life, if each of us went about trying to be helpful and encourage those with whom we come in contact with, the whole world would be a better place to live. You hear that? You hear that? If each of us went about trying to be helpful and encourage those with whom we come in contact, the whole world would be better. Not only that, here's a big deal. We would be encouraged and helped by all of those people around us. Does that make you want to go out and say encouraging words to people today? It makes me want to do that. Go out there and say things nice to people today. When somebody does something bad to you, smile and say something nice back to them. Everyone you come in contact with, if you just say something nice to them, say something that, as the scripture says, that's helpful, that help others become stronger. Wow, what a world we live in. Here's our tip for this week. Always wet your knots before cinching them down. And this is only really true on monofilament line. Back when I wrote this, braided line was just kind of coming on the scene. And a lot of people use braid now, and a lot of people use a leader tied to that braid to fasten through their lure. If you're using fluorocarbon line, if you're using monofilament line, if you're using copolymer line, all monofilament type lines, if you're using that, when you tie that knot, before you cinch it down and tighten it up and get it good and tight, just kind of stick it in your mouth, wet it down a little bit, and it keeps that knot from heating when you cinch it down. A lot of people I've seen, particularly tournament guys, a lot of times will get in a hurry and they'll tie a knot and they'll cinch it down real fast, and that fast movement even burns the line a little bit more. And then they get a big fish on and break it off. So always Stick that line on your weft, make it a little bit wet, cinch it down nice and easy and slow. Don't heat that line up. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.